Welcome back to Tissue World Television. We're still here at Tissue World in Milan, meeting all the conference speakers who presented at this cutting-edge conference on day one of our expo and conference. My next guest then is straight from the stage as well. Let me introduce you to Wes McConnell, who's the CEO of Framework Analytics, based over in Seattle in the USA. He's just presented a paper all about softness, and as we all know, softness is everything. Well, at least it seems to be.
Yeah.
You were talking about the Holy Grail on stage. I mean, if you want to be in soft, what does that really mean, Wes?
Well, the most important part is that softness is different for each individual.
Yeah.
It's like scotch and bourbon, perfume, and if you give somebody a sample, they may not even like it. Or they may, wow, that's really good, but people don't agree. So you really have to get into the way to get that information out. But at the same time, it's very valuable because you can now do things like segmenting the market. Make a very soft one for you, very thin and slippery, smooth, or somebody may like bulky, flexible.
Soft and rich.
Yeah, or what they call it, nappy.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of components. And I discussed all the nervous system in your hand. You have 7 different styles of nerves.
All right.
Vibration, penetration, deep penetration, all of those things. So you can measure all those. And so it's very difficult to just make an instrument to measure it. But the big breakthrough was that after studying all of these nerves and what they respond to, we made a tunable test method. So each one of the nerves has a tuning mechanism.
Okay.
But the problem that I addressed or got together with MTech was they didn't have good information in, so it was hard to get good information out, just like in computers. So I've developed a panel over the years that's quite different than everything. It was actually abstracted from the decision-making criteria business.
Okay.
And then we took that and I was able to make very consistent results from panels. We could also measure something called consistency.
Okay.
Very important. So we'll give you an example of a beauty contest. I would say that lady A is better than B is better than C, and then A should be much, much greater than C. That's consistent. But let's say that you think that a lady C is better than A, and A is better than B. It's much, much better than B.
We have a dilemma.
Well, you're consistent, but you don't agree with me.
Yes.
So I have to accept your judgment. You're different, right?
Sure.
But if I said A is better than B is better than C, and then I said C is much better than A, inconsistent.
Yep.
So we don't believe them. Throw them out.
Okay.
We now have a rich source of data where we can look at the ability to segment the market. You have a different opinion, but I have to believe you. So I can sort all that information out, and then we can tune the instrument for your market. We can tune the instrument for my market, and I have 2 separate measures that we can measure the process for yours and mine. And now I have a good opportunity to optimize the process for you, optimize it for me.
So we have a definitive explanation of what softness really is.
Right, and it's the first time
ever
in 40 years that I've been in the business.
That's kind of a remarkable thing, because up until now, softness has been the ultimate goal, but as you say, no one's been able to define it.
Right.
Now you're able to define it. Is this really the Holy Grail that was outlined on the conference brochure as an attractor to bring those delegates in to hear you speak?
Well, when I started the conversation, I told them I would get them up close enough to touch the Holy Grail.
Oh, wow. And this is it, the combination of machinery with research methodologies that now gives the definitive level of softness.
Exactly.
So what do you think the delegates have taken away, sir, from your presentation most of all?
Well, I told them in the very beginning, hopefully that they go and explore these alternative methods, learn about them. I couldn't do much in 20 minutes.
Sure.
Number 2, you don't have to spend with a very effective panel You can get by with maybe 20 people and avoid the huge market research testing that people do
At maximum cost.
at maximum
Yeah,
cost.
absolutely.
We're talking about 5,000 versus 100,000.
Wow.
Big difference. So you can consistently check the market, do panels, and once you get a panelist that's qualified, you can then track their performance.
Superb.
Yeah, and it works and it's low cost. I call
Stunning
it
stuff.
guerrilla marketing.
Guerrilla marketing to the extreme.
Yeah.
Defining soft in a clinical, scientific manner.
Exactly.
And you can't get better than that at Tissue World, really, can you? This is Wes McConnell, the CEO of Framework Analytics. Go and Google them, check them out. And I'm glad you've watched this episode with us of Tissue World TV. Wes, thanks for being with us, sir.
Thank you.
A real pleasure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Okay.